The following is a non-profit Let's Play. Even though it does comprise of music owned by artists and all of its intellectual properties, this is of fair use. Although AdRev and Vivo will not try to abide by this. They'll put ads on the video or block it. If this video is not blocked, make sure that they don't get the satisfaction of having ads by using ad blocker on every single part. Thank you. Welcome to part 9 of Saints Row the Third. And once again, with introducing new people and proceeding on past the Philippe Loren arc, we're going to be introduced to
Zimos
more activities, which is the case with all three new recruits, Kinsey, Angel, or Angel, whichever one you want to call him, and Zimos.
It's easy.
Well, we're doing Zimos first because we're still working on the Morning Star. Zimos is going to unravel 3, or should I say 2, activities that we have been doing in Saints Row 2. And arguably, they're kind of iffy depending on the difficulty, but they're not as bad as people make it out to be. Now then, all we need to do is head over to Zimos to start these missions. So you get 3 force activities on us. And that's pretty much what this whole part is. And wait, what the hell? Did somebody fall out of the sky? Yeah, 2 people fell out of the sky. Wait a minute, hold on. We got an instant replay on that. Let me slowly but surely pass by. Yep, they both fell out of the sky and they both just got hit by an oncoming car not too long ago. I'm guessing that they're doing insurance fraud, I don't know, but they both fell out of the sky. That guy is probably dead. So yeah, shit like this happen in this game, and it is something random, whether it's intentional or unintentional. Whatever the case, folks, we're almost at Zimos' place, which is in the other area. I forgot what that damn area is called. Espina, that's what it is. But whatever the case, we only got like what, 23%. Oh no, wait, actually more than that. We have like about 27% done of this game. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, still forced activities. It's kind of BS game. I'm just gonna park my car in this garage, considering that this is my territory, even though for some reason it's not claimed, but let's go on ahead and meet Zimos.
Hey, Zimos.
Shh! Don't wake the bitches.
You don't waste time.
Well, if you were chewing on a ball gag with a horse tail up your ass for a few years, I think you'd want to unwind too.
Fair enough.
I'm guessing you ain't come here for the pussy.
The Saints are gonna stay in Steelport. We need the Morning Star out of here. I already work downtown, but these motherfuckers are everywhere.
Oh, I'm here to help, baby. I know every track the Morning Star are working. We can build up our stable and hurt the DeWinter sisters at the same time.
Sounds good.
Again, not my fault that there's actually music in the game that's already programmed. So, our first mission is Snatch, which is returning from Saints Row 2, and it's a hell of a lot easier than the first 2 iterations of this. At least in this game, all you gotta do is just probably 6 instances, because Kenzie has 3 of her own. You just gotta do 6 instances of Snatch, and that's it. Same thing with Saints Row 2. Saints Row 1, it varies between 2 and 8. That's a huge step up from having to deal with this. And oh yeah, we're gonna have to kill the Morning Star to rescue the host. Sometimes in this game, you'll end up having to actually kill, or at least stop the car from taking the hose away. You can grab up to 4 or 5 of them, if not 6. And depending on the difficulty, you either have to, one, actually catch hose while they're, well actually no, kill the Morning Star that is over the hose, and actually get the hose back to the area within the time limit, Or 2, you're going to have to chase down a car that's probably going to have maybe 1, 2, or even 3 hoes in the back of it. I mean, you're only going to do enough damage to make the car stop, but that's it. That's basically the gist of Snatch. We only got 1 more hoe to get because we just got 3 of them. And even though you don't have the ability to do so, you automatically, in this version of Snatch, and I think the other one has it too, but in this version of Snatch, definitely, you have the ability to have 3 followers to make this easy on you. Which, ironically enough, Saints Row 1 and 2 had that same exact thing. Despite not having enough followers, you could still recruit hoes. You just gotta kill the Morning Star and be done with it. Alright, let's get these hoes out of here and put them in the car. Alright, get in the car. The car's being shot up. Get in the car. Thank you. And if there's one thing I can't stand about Snatch, the AI is stupid and the hoes are unarmed. So, yeah. That's kind of annoying. Unless, that is, the hoes happen to be saints as well. So that would make things a hell of a lot easier for you. However, that is a rarity, so there's that. Now let's just turn this in, and that will be the end of the first of maybe... Where did that taxi came from? Just where the fuck this taxi came from? Whatever the case, that's the first of 3 instances of Snatch in the Morningstar District. Or the second Morningstar District that the Morningstar just so happens to control. But there is another version of Snatch that is going to be in the area under Kinsey. So bear that in mind. However, we're going to be continuing to work with Zimos for the time being, because there is another instance of trafficking. I've showed that off with Pierce. This time it's going to be a little bit more complicated. And it's going to be more complicated because, well, for some reason, despite the fact that you have a lot of ammo bought for your guns, I don't think that, unless you actually buy the infinite ammo, I do not think that the activities acknowledges the upgrades. I mean, they acknowledge the bullet upgrades. Don't get me wrong, they acknowledge that, but they don't acknowledge some of the ammo upgrades unless you actually max them out. And have faster, and have no reload. That's what I'm trying to say. Unlimited ammo, no reload. So let's just go on ahead and meet up with Zimos and let him drive while we are going to deal with Morningstar.
That's a new one for me.
So, there is one thing I need to mention, and I forgot to bring this up in the early parts of the game. Because this right here, the trafficking can be easily done by 2 players. Oh, and I just found myself a gang operation. But as I was saying, trafficking can be easily done by 2 players. But here is the catch. And I'm pretty sure there are some people that's going to agree with me, but when it comes down to online co-op multiplayer, you're going to run into somebody who is going to... Oh, god damn it. They actually tried to run off on the deal. I'm going to kill him. But anyway, as I was saying, you're going to run into somebody who is going to use a shit ton of cheats on Saints Row the 3rd. Now then, here is the thing. And why did I just keep finding gang operations? I'm gonna have to deal with them later, but as I was saying, I'm sorry I keep jumping subjects, because lots of things are happening on screen. The punishment for actually accepting these guys who happen to put in cheats in the game is the fact that you will not be able to progress to 100% completion despite the fact you took care of all the activities, found all the collectibles, and completed all the missions, and your achievements will be halted. Now, here's the problem with that.
Save it for the tank.
You could probably get some guy who hasn't even cheated before in his life. He just come in and you think it's a fair game, and all of a sudden the guy just puts in cheats and leaves. The problem is you can't turn those cheats off. The second player has to, and you will be permanently stuck with a file that has the word cheated on there. And it's the same way for Saints Row 4. I had like 3 instances where some douchebag came onto my game and left cheats. Oh yeah, by the way, I almost forgot to mention, you can also run into an undercover cop, which would cause you to have to deal with the cops and get away. Well, I'm going to have to blow up that cop. But as I was saying, I ran into douchebags who put in cheats and pretty much caused me to lose out on 100% completion. And the thing is, people intruding in your game in Saints Row the 3rd happen a lot when you have Xbox Live on the Xbox 360, and every time you're playing, your gameplay gets interrupted. You can reject this. I mean, I can report these people too. In the same vein, they can also report me, which has happened, and I actually got my account banned for rejecting these guys who put in cheats, and I had to actually go to Microsoft to tell them, hey, look, these guys are just coming in, putting in cheats, and leaving off the game, leaving me with a dead game. That is bullcrap. So I ended up having my account reinstated.
Looking forward to it.
I mean, that's a lot of things to mention, but yes, this has happened, and I'm warning you guys because, I mean, it's kind of a little late because many people may have experienced that before, but yeah, it's the douchebaggery that Saints Row the 3rd goes through, and here's the funny part. In order for you to even play multiplayer, you had to actually get the online code for it. So yeah, I'm talking over something that I've already done. I might as well, because yeah, we've already seen trafficking before in an earlier part. And I've only mentioned this because this is a common thing that happened in both Saints Row 3 and Saints Row 4. It doesn't happen in Saints Row 2 because here is the thing. In a co-op game, you have to at least you have to actually find a server to have a co-op game in the first place. Saints Row 3 and 4, you're simply just connect with somebody who can actually do multiplayer. And that's kind of BS to have something like that happen. And the thing is, Volition never patched either of that crap.
I'd be surprised.
Whatever the case, now that I'm finished ranting about that, let's go on ahead and go through the final activity before Zimos' actual mission, which we will end up deterring from that and going somewhere else, which is actually finishing up the last of the Morningstar missions. Oh wait, hold on. I jumped in the wrong car, because this car right here is for escort. Now then, escort is real simple. Or would be simple if it wasn't for the fact that you have to pick up somebody. What you're doing is trying to outrun the paparazzi just like in the first game. However, there is some difference here in Saints Row the 3rd. Unlike the first game and the second, you have to drive away from the paparazzi. Goddamn paparazzi. And at the same time, evade the client's significant other. And also, there are some times when the clients want you to do some damage. Or take them to a brothel. Whatever the case, you gotta do all this stuff just so that you can make the people in the backseat happy. And that is for this instance of escort. We haven't even touched on Hells, or Angel's, okay, we'll just call him Angel because I can't keep saying Angel at the same time because it really makes me bite my tongue for some reason. Anyway, Angel de la Muerte's version of escort, well, it's a little bit interesting and we'll cross that road when we get there. But for the time being, we need to outrun the paparazzi and get to our brothel, so that way we'll be able to drop off the client and call it an activity, and most likely a part. Thankfully, this car is fast enough to outrun the paparazzi, but when they start giving you limos, well, that's when things start getting hard. Oh, by the way, I really wish we could actually go into buildings like that like we did in the second game, but apparently that's not going to happen. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with Escort, and we have harder versions of Escort strewn throughout the area. And yeah, that guy's like a minute man. He only lasted a minute. Hi-yo! I'm sorry. If that was in poor taste, I am terribly sorry. I mean, the man couldn't keep attention for about 5 minutes. Whatever the case, by completing those 3 activities, we got Zimos as a homie. And the next episode, we're going to be dealing with Shandi's mission, the Trojan Horse, which would probably effectively end the Lorenz Square Morningstar missions. And we'll also probably get some gang operations. But until then, this is RVman985. See you guys in Part 10. It's gonna be fun.